for those who know, or for those who are not really versed with these issues, everybody will tell you that we are in the technology space. Nothing will you think about getting to a success level without you thinking about how you're going to leverage technology to get to more people, to make it more efficient. And you look at our Vision 2030, actually technology is one of those key areas that are actually anchored on the economy. Good. But now if you look at that, let's come back to the numbers therefore that we're talking about. A big number for those people who are also involved into these issues, they will tell you that the Kenyan economy actually spent 29.5 billion shillings in fighting issues related to cybersecurity. And this is the other side of technology that we're talking about. That even as we continue to technologically, there's an other side that is also getting open, the security space. Good. So this morning, I am joined by Professor Ramses Gallego. Have I got it right?
Yeah, absolutely
Good.
right. Thank you very much.
Professor of Technology. There's an event going on in the country, and the first question is going to be like this. It's not digital transformation, because that's what everybody is talking about, sir.
Correct.
It is radical innovation. What is this line there for?
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for
sir.
having me. The thing is that there are many things happening on any industry. Retail, telco, finance. But at the end of the day, you cannot grow and reproduce companies without the idea of protecting and defending. It is a must in order to grow, in order to expand, that you need protection and defense. However, it is time to do different things differently. Everybody's talking about digital transformation, digital disruption, innovation is the name of the game now, radical innovation. I mean, we have been touring the country talking about doing different things, because the attack vector, unfortunately, the attackers are also innovating. They are inventing new ways of getting money, of hacking,
Yes.
commerces around. So it is time for the good guys, for the defense arena, for the defense dimension, also to innovate. So we are inviting everyone to do different things differently in a radical innovation space. Not just talking about transformation and disruption, which is
Yes.
important, but doing different things differently, especially in the cybersecurity arena.
Yes. Somebody listening to you right now will say, okay, why is it stressing on innovation? And what is the difference for somebody who's listening to you or into this sector? I'm also going to ask you, what is the difference between innovation and transformation? Probably, let's start from there.
All right?
Yes.
All right, because I mean, there's change happening around the planet, meaning the cloud, mobility, big data, new developments in technology, new platforms. Businesses are so built on the pillars of change and innovation. Actually, we at IE Business School, I am honored of teaching in the Master in Cybersecurity at the IE Business School and IE University. We are talking about the 3 V's of change: the velocity, the variety, and the volume of change.
Yes.
Because again, cloud and mobility and quantum computing, machine learning, the very intensive use of those technologies also require to innovate in the defense space with something like, and we love to talk about it, the art of deception.
Yes.
The art of misguiding attackers. There's no question that everybody's going to be attacked sooner or later. Maybe it has already happened.
Yes.
Maybe it has already happened as we are talking.
Maybe it's going on right now,
exactly,
isn't it?
exactly. So apart from the transformation part, you need to innovate. You need to talk about the art of deception and the intensive use of machine learning to protect and defend, to build a wall against the attackers that are inventing new ways of stealing money. Let me just put 3 examples, 3 strange names, but I'm pretty sure that our audience today will appreciate that. I mean, in the banking industry, there's a lot of cryptojacking, hacking a website in order to mine cryptocurrencies, for the good of others, for the attackers, I mean. Or form jacking is stealing money as we are putting our credit cards in order to get goods from the internet in the online world. So cryptojacking, form jacking, business email compromise, hacking the domain and the whole corporate email of a company in order to make someone do something, usually transaction, and that involves money. So if they are innovating in the, unfortunately, attack space, you need to innovate as well in the defense space, in the how cybersecurity is seen. I mean, the times have already gone for seeing cybersecurity in silos. But I think that silos do not work anymore. You need an integrated platform and see every angle.
Yes. The good thing is that in the Kenyan economy, for example, right now, everybody's talking about how fintech is really advanced. It's making matters easier and easier. Now the economy is moving just through fintech. But when you look at the Kenyan economy probably, are you worried that, yes, there's this rapid transformation therefore? And so I'm going to talk about exactly what we're talking about. But at the back end of it is that we're making steps, therefore, in transformation. But the innovation behind the space where we're coming from, that's the security, we're not really giving it so much concern. And I want you to answer that, given this number that I'm giving you, as of September 2018, we do know our Kenyan government had to use 29.5 billion shillings, not to integrate or come up with solutions to fight it, just to mitigate.
Yes, just
it happened, so let's do something about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
That's a huge number, and we feel at IE Business School and through my work at Symantec that it's a tragedy that you are a 50 million people country, and you only have. And the number is I think is very little. Only 1,700 cybersecurity professionals. 1,700 when you would require for a 50 million country like 10,000. 10,000. So no wonder why that number, 29.5 billion shillings. That's amazing.
Wow.
And only in the mitigation part. So you are not only identifying, not preventing, not protecting. No, just mitigating.
Yes.
I would say not even responding to incidents. So just.
Do you find it worrying, therefore, that big state corporations in Kenya, I'm going to name them, like CA, that's a communication authority, that is judged with oversight in this country and looking into issues regulation, can actually get hacked from Indonesia as we speak?
Well, that's another thing. The globalization plays a role in the risk equation.
Yes.
I mean, you can get hacked from any country right now because everything is at 3 clicks of distance. And as the CTO, CFO, CEOs that are listening or viewing us today, I think that we want to make a call in the idea of it's business first, business first, business first.
Yes.
It is instrumental that in the very same way that we have planned for advertising, for growth, for expansion. I mean, this is what the business world is about, correct? But then what happened with protection and defense? So the number is massive, and the investment on education, training, awareness, that's instrumental.
Yes.
Any security or cybersecurity program in the planet needs to have that sort of educational approach, that awareness approach. And otherwise, we will still be spending another 29 billion shillings next year. So that's absolutely important.
I'm going to really come into that. So then you see exactly what the partners you have in the event that's going on right now. But thing is, 1,700 as opposed to a recommended 10,000. And I would like to think that's on the minimum, isn't it?
That's
yeah,
right.
for starters, at least 10,000, isn't it? All right. Are you therefore worried that it's only that we don't know the opportunities? We don't know how to identify the opportunities of innovation in this cyber security space. And then how do we start to identify these opportunities for innovation in this space that nobody's into?
Well, actually getting trained, again, educating yourself, understanding that the world out there is changing very fast. So innovation should be part of any business strategy.
Yes.
I mean, product development, you mentioned fintech in your previous question, right?
Yes.
So they are innovating. Online banking, I mean, no branches around. I want to do everything from everywhere, anytime. So that's innovating in the idea of providing new services. But in the very same way, you need to protect them, right? You need to make them robust and solid. And that's an expectation, me as the customer, me as a citizen. I'm expecting the bank that is dealing with the little money I have,
to protect it, isn't
exactly.
it?
I mean, to provide me services.
Yes.
But I want to be sure that my credit card information is not going to be in the wrong hands tomorrow.
Yes.
I don't want to be in the first page on the paper tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Today, and this is in the news today, is this morning, the Central Bank of Kenya have just established a new rules against money laundering and collection of information. This is news today.
Yes.
Why? Because we need also to innovate in the policy making, regulating. You need to do that because what's the alternative? Doing nothing is not an option.
Yes.
Doing nothing, I mean, getting your arms crossed, that is not an option, especially in the cybersecurity arena.
Yes. Okay, let's just come back and therefore talk about what are some of the I know you will have a lot, but I just want us to mention the best line, okay? Defense strategies for businesses in the Kenyan economy.
Okay, first, there is nothing worse than the false sense of security.
False sense of security.
There is
like
nothing
we
worse.
find.
Exactly. I'm thinking nothing is going to happen to me. I'm okay.
Oh, so far we're good. We've both seen it, isn't it?
So my advice would be, all right, think twice.
Yes.
Think again, right?
Yes.
Then start using frameworks, because the book has been written. I mean, there are already existing frameworks, you know, like COVID-5 or the ISO 27000, different frameworks for using the cloud in a good way in order to 5 domains. And this is very important. Let me use the verbs. Identify, prevent, protect, detect, and response. I mean, the cybersecurity framework, it does exist. It's already, I mean, the book has been written, so follow the right paths and the right identification measures in order to do risk mitigation, risk identification, risk governance. We love at the university, at IE Business School, to talk about the difference between management and governance. And I think, again, that the business people that are seeing us today, this morning, it's about differentiating the management, which is okay, is the running of a company, the operational side, and the overarching umbrella of governance. I mean, you govern a country, right? In the very same way that you govern a country, you need to govern an enterprise from the digital dimensions and the physical dimension that requires, again, as you mentioned, innovation, risk, governance, assurance, and certainly technology. You know, so that's absolutely important. That's instrumental for success.
Prof, I like the way you're passionate about it.
All right.
And so this is going to be a question that you're going to talk to me from an observatory point of view. Okay. You've seen exactly, you've interacted with the people in the Kenyan economy, you've seen exactly what they're working for. Are we aware of this space that we're not really taking care of? Are we aware, or are we good? Let's keep on with our business.
Well, the thing is improving. I mean, if you asked me this question like 2 or 3 years ago, it would be a different answer. So the thing is improving. However, there's room for improvement. I mean, there's room for improvement because the opportunities and the challenges, you know, and the benefits of doing this sort of radical innovation and digital transformation are second to none. But also the challenges that present, the threat landscape is expanding. We at Symantec, we at the university, we love the idea of the surface of attack. We love it because it's very visual, right? The surface of attack is expanding. So the opportunities are expanding, but because it's expanding, it's amplifying the threat landscape, and the threat arena is also expanding. So the risks are bigger, better, unfortunately, I mean, better in a way, they are bigger, right?
Yes. Good that you talk about risk, and I'm pretty much going to you again when you observe about the way that the Kenyan economy is responding to these issues. Kenyan economy has always been known as reactionary.
Okay.
Oh, this has happened, so we need to do this, isn't
unfortunately, let me say. I mean, being reactive, okay.
Especially when issues like this, when it comes to technology.
That's correct.
Now, do you find that because of this 1,700 against the 10,000, the level that we're doing right now, are you finding that we are approaching these issues as a risk, as a technical issue, as opposed to a risk issue? Well, are we there? Have we moved away from there as a Kenyan economy?
You are moving, but it's funny that you asked me this question, because actually we have a session and we are on a tour, and the title of the session is From Technology Risk to Enterprise Risk, a New Beginning. I mean, understanding the risk equation, and let me share the risk equation with the audience today, this morning. For risk to exist, any risk, there has to be a threat that exploits a vulnerability with a probability of this happening, and then it has to have an impact. You know, the risk equation is that simple, if I may say. There has to be a threat, someone that wants to harm you. You need to have a vulnerability, a hole, an open door, a window which is open in order for that to happen. The probability of that occurring, and then there has to be an impact. So in terms of opportunities and understanding that, it's the move from just technology risk, the risk of the firewall, of the risk of the server going down, of the database going down, is the risk from technology risk to an enterprise risk. Think of business risk. Think of the impact of someone misbehaving with intellectual property, someone interacting with healthcare information, with business information. I think that's instrumental. And communication, let me say so, it's instrumental for success. Look at people's eyes and let them know that if you misbehave with data, if you do the wrong thing with technology, then it's not a technology risk. It's an enterprise risk. It's a business risk that we're talking here.
Somebody listening to you would therefore say, beautiful. Now we know our situation and we know exactly what we're supposed to go with. But therefore the main question is this: because of our state in Kenya, because of our situation in Kenya, we are moving there. Then how do we sort of speed up this process for cyber defense in Kenya to match a global scale?
Well, if I recall correctly, your president some months ago
Yes.
set a digital economy blueprint sort of thing. So
Yes.
you have a digital agenda already. You have a digital vision. So you need, as a country, to move from vision and mission, which is making the country bigger, better, of course. And you are in the top 8 economies in Africa, right?
Yes.
So use that. But you need to move from vision and vision, mission and vision, to purpose and promise. And the purpose and promise of doing the right things rightly, of making services secure, not just in the banking industry, finance, but also healthcare, government, education, telco, retail. There's a massive opportunity. I mean, and I say with massive respect, you are Kenya. And that's a title even for a session. We are Kenya, and I use that. I love it. I mean, I'm seeing students and I'm seeing companies. I'm on a tour seeing consultancies, and I see massive opportunity, but also the understanding of let's use our talent. And yeah, there's a lack of talent, and this is why we are training and we have higher education, right? But I think the opportunity is massive in order for the greater good, in order to build it in a secure fashion, robust and solid approach, thinking not technology risk, but also business risk.
Professor Ramses Gallego, thank you very much.
It was a pleasure
for
to be here
joining us
today.
at Metropole Television.
Thank you for having
Good.
us.
Now you know, in our situation, cyber defense is not a technical situation, it's a risk situation. And so once we start approaching it from that level, then that's when you say we're making a movement. Guess what? There is a number that we have only 1,700 professionals into this area against a minimum, at least 10,000. Makes you open your eyes wide, doesn't it? We take a short break. Once we come back, Metropole Review.